What if the very thing keeping you trapped in self doubt isn't a lack of ability, but a missing formula that transforms fear into unstoppable power? That gnawing feeling in your chest when opportunity beckons, the voice whispering of inadequacy when your soul yearns to soar. These aren't signs of weakness, they're evidence of a sacred power that's been deliberately silenced. In this video, I'll reveal the 3-step aligned action formula that has helped me transmute paralyzing self doubt into unshakable self trust. Stay until the end to discover the one daily practice that will forever change how you make decisions. It takes less than 5 minutes, but will save you years of regret. Section 1, The Shackles of Uncertainty. I see you, the woman whose vision stretches beyond horizons while her feet remain frozen in place. You who carries dreams so vast they terrify even you. The bitter truth, while 70% of high-achieving women battle the demons of imposter syndrome, most remedies will offer you a band-aid instead of removing the poison. Because we've all been trained in the art of playing small, a masterclass in safety that has severed us from our primal knowing, our sovereign authority. Society has fed us a poisonous narrative that worthiness comes after perfection, that action follows flawlessness. We've been conditioned to believe that external validation is the currency of value. Section 2, The Myth of Perfect. Consider Elise, a gifted strategist who carried a vision for a revolutionary coaching practice for 3 years, a vision that remained trapped in journals and late-night contemplation. What if they think I'm a fraud? Became her mantra, her chains. The quest for perfect readiness became her elegant excuse for inaction. Then came her awakening, a realization that crashed through her consciousness like lightning splitting an ancient oak. Perfection was not the prerequisite for beginning, alignment was. When Elise finally surrendered to the whispers of her soul instead of the criticism of imagined judges, something alchemic happened. She launched her practice not from a place of polished preparation, but profound alignment. Within 6 months, her calendar was filled with soulmate clients, her bank account reflecting the value she'd been hoarding within herself for years. Here lies the revelation that changes everything. The universe conspires to meet your courage with opportunity. Section 3, The 3-Step Aligned Action Formula. Most people fail not because they lack talent, resources, or opportunities, but because they lack a system for trusting themselves. The aligned action formula reconstructs this bridge plank by plank, creating a pathway so solid you can walk across the chasm of doubt with your eyes closed, guided only by the compass within. The first step is to have your values clarified, uncover your inner compass. Beneath the noise of shoulds and expectations lies a constellation of truths that form the essence of who you are. These are your values, not the ones inherited or imposed, but those that resonate in the marrow of your bones. Close your eyes and summon her, the most radiant, powerful version of yourself. Not a fantasy, but your highest expression. What principles illuminate her path? What truths does she refuse to compromise on? Let me tell you quickly about Maya. After graduating with honors, she spent a decade climbing the corporate ladder at a prestigious marketing firm. On paper, her life was the definition of success. Executive title by 30, 6-figure salary, corner office with a view. But each promotion came with a price. Panic attacks in the bathroom stalls, sleepless nights, a growing sense that she was living someone else's definition of success. When she finally connected with her values, freedom emerged as her North Star. Within a year, she had reconstructed her life entirely, trading her corner office for a location-independent business that allowed her to breathe the air of 4 countries in a single season. Here's a quick practice you can do right now. Take 5 minutes with a journal and complete these sentences without overthinking. I feel most alive when I cannot compromise on, I would fight for, I lose track of time when. Now look at your answers and circle the themes that emerge. These are clues to your authentic values, not the ones society prescribed for you. Ask yourself honestly, are you living in alignment with these values? Or are you honoring someone else's blueprint for your life? Step 2 is intuition check-in. Listen to your inner wisdom. Beneath the rational mind with endless pros and cons lies an ancient knowing, your intuition. This is not the flighty whim of emotion, but the accumulated wisdom of your cells, your ancestors, your higher self. It speaks not in paragraphs of explanation, but in the language of sensation, the tightening of your stomach, the expansion of your chest, the whisper that comes before the thought. Before going deeper, take a moment to understand your shadow self, and your shadow work. Your unhealed wounds can often be mistaken as intuition, leading to self-sabotage rather than true guidance. Let's quickly look at the story of Sophia. She met David at a business conference, charismatic, confident, with an impressive track record of successful ventures. His business proposal was meticulously crafted, the financial projections promising substantial returns. Yet every time they met, Sophia felt an inexplainable tightness in her stomach, a subtle warning signal she chose to ignore. It's just nerves, she told herself. The numbers don't lie. She dismissed her body's wisdom in favor of spreadsheets and charm. 6 months and thousands of dollars later, the partnership collapsed. The expensive lesson taught her to honor her wisdom of her body above the seduction of potential profit. I have a whole guide here that you can watch to deepen your intuition and how to develop and listen and learn the language that it speaks to you. Take time to build up the skill of learning your intuition before moving on to step 3. Step 3 is the courageous action. Step into your power. Knowledge without action is merely philosophy. Values without embodiment are simply pretty concepts. Each aligned action, no matter how small, is a declaration to the universe. I trust myself more than I fear the unknown. This is the alchemy that transmutes potential into reality, dreams into legacy. Let me tell you about Lila. 2 years ago, she couldn't even introduce herself in a team meeting without her voice shaking. The mere thought of speaking publicly would trigger such intense anxiety that she developed elaborate strategies to avoid any situation where she might be called upon. Her brilliant ideas remained trapped in her mind, her expertise hidden behind her fear. She simply didn't just wake up one day magically fearless. She built a relationship with it through aligned action, enrolling in speaking classes despite the earthquake in her stomach, sharing her message first with 5 trusted people, then 50, then 500. Today she commands stages with the ease of someone born into it, not because the fear vanished, but because her commitment to her message grew larger than her fear of judgment. So here is a recap of your aligned action blueprint. First, visualize your ideal self in vivid detail, not as a distant fantasy, but as a version of you that's already in existence, waiting to be embodied. Then, rather than becoming overwhelmed by the gap between where you are now and this vision, ask yourself, what is one tiny action I can take today that moves me 1% closer to this vision? Maybe it's sending that email you've been avoiding, practicing 5 minutes of a skill you're developing, or simply standing in a posture of the woman you're becoming. The size of the action doesn't matter. It's more about the alignment with your authentic self that truly stands tall. Create a 1% better tracker where you record these small aligned actions daily. The compound effect of these seemingly insignificant steps is nothing short of a miracle. This journey from self-doubt to unstoppable self-trust is not linear, but spiral. You will return to these steps again and again, each time from a higher vantage point. This is how mountains are moved, not by force, but by aligned action, one sacred step at a time. Section 4, the sovereign path forward. The aligned action formula is not some sterile academic theory, but a living technology of transformation, extracted from the depths of both shadow and light. Those who embrace it do not merely improve their lives. They transmute the very essence of how they walk through the world. They move from being acted upon to becoming the actor, from seeking permission to granting it to themselves. The world is starving for women who trust themselves so completely that their very presence becomes an invitation for others to do the same. Your self-trust is not a selfish act, but a revolutionary one. The question is not whether you are capable of this transformation. The question is whether you are willing to claim it, to step into the sovereign path of alignment even when the ground beneath your feet feels unfamiliar. The words in this video are merely seeds. For them to bloom into the garden of your transformed life, they must be planted in a fertile soil of action. I invite you to join me in the Goddess Energy Academy Facebook group, a secret container where you can connect with like-minded women for encouragement, deeper conversations, and support on your journey. Having trusted companions to inspire you on your path is a power that cannot be overlooked. Know that I believe in you and that I am so proud of you for taking these steps into your blossoming self-trust. Until we meet again, I wish you peace, love, and strength.